Hello guys and girls and ladies and gents. Um, I had quite a few requests through YouTube by people who doesn't understand Swedish, and the question was, and I mean they wanted me to do a movie about my car regarding the engine. So I was on my way home and I thought, okay, what the heck, I will try to do a movie in English, and if my English is not so good, you may excuse me, but I'm I'm not an Englishman. So, however, um, here is my old, 30 years old Volvo, rusty like hell, but what the heck, it's working. I use it as a test bench for the engine. I only bought the car so I have something to put the engine on and be able to drive it. The engine is, yes, it's a diesel, but homemade diesel, if you like to call it that way. Originally it's a Volvo gasoline B230, which I converted to diesel. And as you can see, I use Volkswagen VE37 pump. It's chain drive, and yes, there is a lot of questions, as I understood, even the Swedish forums, and as I could see on the internet, some of them make fun of me because I put dual timing belts and so on and so on. Everything has a purpose. Why I did with dual belts is because the surface, which here, it's just a few tubes that's laying and driving it, those pulleys, and I made a sprocket. I water cut it. I working with water cutting machine, so I made those two sprockets in the water cutting machine. That was the easiest way and the cheapest way to do it, because I didn't know if the engine will work or not. Some other guys have fun. Yeah. So this was simple, just pure test. I wanted to see if the engine blocks hold up, if the rods hold up, and so on and so on. So this was an easy way for me to do it and see if it works. If it works, yes, then I will go on, I make a new engine, and I probably will I will search for it anyhow, to make a timing belt driven pump, so that one single belt includes even the pump. But for the moment I didn't want to expend a lot of money and a lot of time to find something. That's why I did it this way. And no, it doesn't give me any more horsepower because it's double of them for some guys in the US. Otherwise I made the injectors, they are not through the plug holes and spit right into the top of the piston. I made some pre-chamber, swirl chamber combination, homemade, home designed something, that they are threaded into the plug holes, and the thread, I made them quite much larger than the spark plug holes, and I reinforced them with steel threads. So there is the aluminium head with steel threads in it, and in those steel threads I put those pre-chambers or swirl chambers, what do you want to call it for. And it's a totally own design. I go by my head and by my experience for 20 years of diesel constructions and engines and how they work and what they do and what they don't. Otherwise, the camshaft is an original Volvo T camshaft, and it's retarded 3 degrees by, yes, I made some own works with all those pulleys and whatever, everything. The turbo It's a small turbo from a BMW 525 TDS. So it's a Mitsubishi T13 something, blah blah, I don't know the exact name of it, but it works. The first turbo I used, it was a Volvo original Mitsubishi turbo, and it was too large. I didn't get any boost from it. I could pull the engine up to 4,000 RPM and give me 0.2, 0.3. So it was way too large for the diesel application. But in this case, it's made for diesel application, and it's a quite small turbo. But it's given me 1.1 bar boost. Works fine. I'm happy with it. Everything holds together. The car run since when I installed the engine in the car. I run it for 113 Swedish miles. That is 1,130 kilometers, and still runs good. The only issue I have is when I need to start the engine cold. I don't have spark plugs. I couldn't place spark plugs whatever I wanted to do it, and I tried, and I figured out something to put it somewhere. I couldn't do it. That there is no place for it, because if you want to have a spark plugs, you have to put them in the swerve chamber or the pre-chamber. You cannot put them in the cylinder. It doesn't help you. So there is not enough room. There is no room at all, and because they are screwed in, I have to rotate them in because they are threaded. I cannot have anything it sticks out from them, because they will not go into the place there. So what I did instead, I put a gasoline heater, as you can see. That's there. This little guy. It's a Volvo made gasoline heater. It's on 4.5 kilowatts. That is 4,500 watts of heat. And yes, it works on gasoline, and the car runs on diesel. So I take this guy, I have gasoline in it. There's the fuel pump for the burner, and goes through there. There we have the burner. There is the ECU for the burner. And I can run it through a timer. There is the guy. So it's 6 o'clock, and I can even start it, and that takes about 8 to 10 minutes to get the engine up to normal working heat. It's the burner stops at 80 degrees. When it reaches 80 degrees, the cooling water, then the whole system in the car, then it stops at 80 degrees. When it dips down to 60 degrees, then it would start again, burn up to 80, and so on for 1 hour. So it takes me a bit of planning when I want to use the car. So I have to know, okay, if I leave in 10 minutes, then I have to go out, start the burner, or I put it on timer when I use the car to go to work with. And it works. I don't have any issues with it. Everything works fine. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. So now you know. There is it. Volvo B230 diesel, turbo diesel. So yeah, we can go for a ride also, because I have to go home from the woods, so you can follow me. It's not a monster, power monster, but it works good. I'm happy with it. It acts like a normal B230F without anything, just a simple 115 horsepower Volvo. Maybe you wanted to see it when it runs and how it sounds. So here is it. This is how it runs, and this is how it sounds. So, now go for a ride. Oh, I even installed I put in a tachometer and a boost meter. So here we go, guys and girls and ladies and gents, through the Swedish woods. The gearbox, it's only a 4-shifter, it's a M45, and gear at the final ratio at the rear end, it's a 3:31. It's originally delivered by Volvo because this car, it's an 87, and it had originally a B230K with a heron head, and that type of head I used for this application. It's a heron head, and it's a turbo block B230 FT, and it's used the original rods, turbo rods, the 30mm rods. It's a 230F engine pistons with some slight modifications to them. And otherwise the valves are original B230K heron head valves with a T camshaft, as I told you before, 3 degrees retarded camshaft, Volkswagen fuel pump, modified also. I built the engine with a 10mm, not the engine, I built the pump. Originally they used a 9mm rotor on the pump, and in this case I used the 10mm rotor pump from the TDI engines, so it has a bit larger rotor to the pump. And the injectors are from the Volkswagen 1.9 TD, the swirl chambered, pre-chambered Volkswagen 1.9 liters engines. So yeah, let's do it. It's not much more about it. I run the car, I use the car, I drive the car almost every day. For the moment, I didn't have any issues with it at all. It just runs and runs and runs. So didn't fall apart yet, didn't explode yet, didn't blow up, whatever people say that this will do. And it runs. I mean, it's not so slow. It runs quite good. I'm quite happy with it. And yes, the people also ask me about how much it smokes, black smoke and so on, and doesn't smoke much at all, because when I get boost that runs normally like every diesel, before I get the boost it can be some smoking issues, but it's not so bad. I mean, some people love when it's black smoke, but like a normal diesel. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I will be back if I build a new engine. Probably I make at least one more of these with, as I told you, with normal belt for pump drive and so on and so on. So subscribe and see you later. Bye.